Welcome to episode 9 of my PC Game Picker randomization series, where we review the first 30 minutes of random PC games that I own from my, should we say, extensive collection. I am going to hit start and see what we land on today. I'm going to let this roll for a little bit, and let's hit the stop button now, since I've seen a lot of really good games go by already. What we got? Ooh, interesting. System Shock 2 has yet to be remastered in the same way that its predecessor has now been released by, I think it was Night Dive Studios earlier this year, or late last year. Yeah, System Shock 2 is a game I have... The copy I currently own on Steam, which obviously is digital, I'm not sure I've ever even booted it up. Possibly I've booted it up once, but I've certainly never played it, in quotes. I last played System Shock 2 from start to finish, maybe not even finish, but from start to something, many years ago. And it was when it was back in the old days when you had to go into a shop and buy games on CDs. I imagine it was at the time. I don't think that was a disc game. But yeah, System Shock 2 is an interesting game. I bet it's aged really poorly, and I'm not 100% certain it's going to boot up without some modding. So let's see how this goes. Fingers crossed we can get in and play. Possibility that this gets vetoed and we kick off another one very shortly, but let's install and find out. Okay, System Shock 2 is installed. Let's crack on. Fingers crossed this works out of the box. In the event it does not, obviously this will get vetoed and we will move on to another game, unless there's a really easy modding situation to be had. Okay, so quick edit there, because the first attempt to start the game I tried to Alt-Tab out to repair the random window thing that happened, and the game crashed. Just from the Alt-Tab. So I'm going to try putting this into the correct video resolution, if in fact we can find it. Let's get the gamma up somewhere around here. Well, we could try you in 3840 by 2160. I'm not sure it's going to react very well. Well, it's allegedly working. Let's see if I can Alt-Tab and not have it crash. Ooh, it mostly worked. Okay. I'm going to hit New Game momentarily before I do that, because apparently this does require a little bit of finagling every time I switch from window to window, and I have to switch windows to start the timer. I'm just going to get the timer started first, then I will hit New Game. Okay, we're off and running. Yep, normal is fine. Start game.
Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone, panting and sweating as you run through my corridors. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine?
In 2072, a rogue artificial intelligence known as Shodan lost her mind. In her limitless imagination, Shodan saw herself as a goddess, destined to inherit the earth. That image was snuffed out by the hacker who created her.
That's your System Shock 1 Backflash. Flashback.
February 3rd is the day the magic happens. The Von Braun, the first starship in history capable of traveling at faster than light speed, will undertake her maiden voyage. This incredible journey is the result of teamwork between the UNN Protectorate and the incredible scientific minds at the newly relicensed Tri-Optimum Corporation. Imagine being able to travel to distant star systems in a period of weeks. It's all part of Tri-Op's commitment to the future. The Von Braun is packed with over 1.8 billion flight, scientific, and security systems, nearly all developed by Tri-Optimum and its wholly owned subsidiaries. Providing security for the Von Braun as she plows through the heavens will be the UNN Rickenbacker. At her helm will be no less than Captain William Bedford Diego himself, hero of the Battle of Boston Harbor during the Eastern States Police action. This incredible union of government and corporation is made possible by an intricate series of docking mechanisms that will allow the Rickenbacker to piggyback its way into jump space. Sleek, fast, revolutionary. Who knows what wonders await our crews in the bosom of the cosmos? All we do know is that it's a great day for mankind.
This is Dr. Marie Delacroix of the UNN Von Braun. We've been hijacked by an unknown force. Ship security has been compromised. Do not allow the ship... Repeat, do not allow the ship to leave under any circumstances. I don't know what we're up against here.
Okay, we definitely had some peak hitting in the audio for that one, in the game audio. So fingers crossed that has not caused too much of an issue. Right, that is a very, very, very sensitive mouse look.
Welcome to the Ramsey Center UNN recruitment facility. Please watch your step.
First things first, let's grab that mouse look sensitivity and drop it down to about half of what it currently is.
When leaving the train, the grav shafts at the end of the hall will take you to the street-level training and recruitment center. Please proceed to the grav shafts.
So we got a phone, which we can't use. A ladder? No, not a ladder. Just holds in the wires, I suppose. An air vent, which we can't get inside. And God, I swear the horizontal. So this is mildly irritating because the horizontal axis sensitivity is so much more dialed up than the vertical. So that's quite annoying because there's only one bar for mouse sensitivity. I'd like them both to be equal, and I don't think that's going to happen. So no, it's not. So I will drag the mouse sensitivity down a little bit more, which will hopefully... maybe that wasn't the case, maybe I'm just really overthinking things. I don't know. Anyway, let's get moving. So we're going to go... Right, so shift is your crouch for some reason.
Step into the grav shafts to proceed to the street-level recruitment.
Okay, this is already reminding me... It should remind me of System Shock 2, of course, but what it is actually reminding me of is the most recent iteration of System Shock. Should we say... I was going to say copycats, but that just sounds a little too... It's not a copycat. It's an honorific in the form of Prey. Arcane's Prey game. Which is, by the way, fantastic, and anyone who says otherwise is wrong. Let's have a look at this truck. Yeah, now that's a Cybertruck. Elon Musk can do one. Right, let's have a look in there. Nothing interesting going on in there. Q and E are my leaning things.
Before you choose your career, you'll want to learn some basic abilities. First, you should go into the basic training center. When you're done with basic training, proceed to the advanced training area.
Got a sneaking suspicion training is going to take up my first 30 minutes of this game.
To pick up some basics, welcome trainee. While you're in our virtual training courses, we provide you with a simulated cyber interface. This training interface is identical to an actual military-grade cyber interface. Now, let's try it out. Move the mouse. See how it changes where you look?
Yeah.
That means you're in shoot mode. Hit the tab key. This puts you in use mode, where you can use your mouse to interact with items in the world. Open your primary MFD, or multifunction display, by clicking on the MFD button near the bottom of the screen. This display shows your strengths in various areas. When you're ready to continue, press the tab key to go back to shoot mode. Try changing between modes until you get the hang of it. Follow the red path along the ground to the next training station.
Did I miss a character creation thing? What have I got here? 5 in... nothing in research, 3 in hack, 3 in repair, none in modify, 5 in maintain. This seems like a very generic starting setup. I'm just wondering if this is
To pick up items, center them on your screen
whether I've
and
missed
right-click.
something.
This will automatically place that item into your inventory. To view your
thank you.
inventory, press the
thank
tab
you.
key. You can move items around your inventory by left-clicking
Ooh.
and dragging them around.
Ooh. Ooh.
Drop an item, drag it from your inventory into the 3D view, and release the mouse button.
Classic PC game.
To use items like buttons in computers, center them in your view and click the right mouse button. All usable items will have brackets around them. Highlight the button on the pillar and right. To use items like buttons in computers, center. The object before you is a med hypo. Pick it up and then press tab to go into use mode. Right-clicking on the med hypo will use it and restore some needed hit points. See the crate in front of you? To search it, center it on your screen and right-click. If you are in use mode, simply move the pointer to the crate and right-click. To take an item, one of the most important tools you have as a soldier is your PDA. This device stores audio logs, emails, and other useful information. Click on the disk icon near the bottom of your screen to bring up the PDA display. Currently, the contents of your PDA are empty. Now pick up the audio log in front of you. This message is coming from the audio log you just picked up. You can use your PDA at any time to play any audio log or email you've received. Jump, in the field, the PDA is also used for keeping track of your current mission objectives walk into it and look up help information. You'll automatically start climbing the ladder.
Okay, basic movement and controls.
You've done
Sorted.
well. Remember, if you're unclear on any aspect of what you've just looked, if you've completed basic training, you're ready for the advanced lessons provided. Here's where you make your choice, soldier. Here's where you enlist in one of the 3 branches of the military. Once you decide on your branch of service, there's no going back.
Oh,
the shuttle will
okay.
take you to a UNN orbital space station, where you'll receive a briefing regarding your yearly postings. Good luck.
So it hasn't built me a character yet, it's just
Inside,
gave me
you
one
will
for
learn
that particular training session.
We've provided
That's fine.
you with a virtual interface. The red bar at the lower left of your screen tells you how many psi points you have. Psi points symbolize the current ability to use your psi powers. This psi amp amplifies your psi powers and lets you project them into the real world. To equip it, pick it up, and then hit the tilde key. Firing the psi amp activates your currently selected psi discipline. You currently have access to 2 disciplines, cryokinesis and kinetic redirection. Go into use mode and click on the arrows on the bottom right of the screen. This will cycle through your available psi disciplines. Later, clicking on the arrows above the number to the left will allow you to select psi disciplines from higher tiers. Use cryokinesis to destroy the robot and kinetic redirection to pull that nanite container towards you. Be careful. Holding down the mouse button can augment the power, but holding it down for too long will cause burnout, which will damage you. If you run out of psi points, use another psi hypo.
Come to me. Cool.
Mastery of the mind is a slow but rewarding process.
Oh, I didn't mean
Return
to
this
exit.
area if you need more guidance.
Sorry, I need to run back in there. I need to whoop the robot. Hi. Whoopah! Have that. And then for you, we go down here. Lovely. Right, that's your side done. Next up, technical. This is my
we'll teach you the basics.
generally preferred
You'll
branch.
notice the object in front of you is a container of nanites. Nanites are consumed whenever you perform technical tasks, such as use the keypad by right-clicking on it. To the right of the number pad, you'll see an orange tab labeled Hack. Left-click on the tab. Text will appear indicating the difficulty of the hack and any bonuses that apply. Click on the Start button to begin hacking. You'll see a grid of nodes. Clicking on a node will either turn it bright or dark. To successfully hack, you must connect 3 bright nodes in a straight line. Beware the ice nodes with the red outlines. If one of these turns dark, you fail the hack, and you might break the item you're working on or worse. You can restart your hack attempt at any time by hitting the reset button, though you'll have to pay the nanite cost again.
Fair. So we can go 1, 2, 3. Success. Grab that. Head over here.
You can use nanites to buy items from replicators.
Hi
To
there.
use a replicator,
Please make your
right-click on it,
selection.
then left-click on the item you wish to purchase.
Give me some juice.
The item you
Thank you
purchased
for
will drop
choosing
into the slot
value
below.
wrap.
Make sure you pick up your purchases before you leave.
Let's hack it. What do I need? Is it just any 3? Oh, no.
Hi there.
There you go.
Please make your selection.
Reinitialized.
So that gave me what? I'm assuming a discount? No, it gave me access to a medical hypo.
Choosing value wrap.
And some anti-personnel bullets. Alright, it changes the inventory, it looks like.
Thank you for choosing value
That's
wrap.
cool. Sweet. I've forgotten everything about this game.
The technical skills. There are several other Alright, wannabe. Good to have you on board.
Let's do the combat.
Pick up the pistol and the clip from the table. You can equip the weapon in one of 2 ways. Bring up your inventory and drag the pistol to your weapons equip slot near the right-hand side of your inventory.
We'll hit
If
another
that's
key.
too slow for you, you can use the hotkeys on the keyboard.
Yeah,
Press 2.
boy.
If the pistol was in your inventory, it will equip for you automatically. To lock and load the ammo clip, hit the R key, or some items need to be charged with energy before they can be used. Pick up the laser pistol. Now use the recharging station nearby. The recharge station will juice up all of your energy-based items. Weapons, batteries, you name it.
Cool. Moving on.
Weapons are not fine wines. They do not get better with age. The colored dot on the lower right corner of the screen tells you what kind of shape your firearm is in. Green is good, red is bad. To fight the effects of wear and tear, a soldier with maintenance skill can use a maintenance tool to improve the condition of his weapon. Just pick up the tool, open your inventory, and drag the tool onto your pistol. Remember that maintenance tools are only good for a single use.
There we go. That's back up to a 10 now. And that's combat covered.
Good work. Now you're ready for the Marines. Take a look at the other training areas first before you enlist. They might just come in handy.
Right, now you get to choose Marines, Navy, or OSA. OSA is your psychics, Navy is your technicals, Marines is your combat. I'm going to go Navy, since that should give me my hacking ability. Which is how I generally like to play immersive sims. Of which, and it shouldn't be understated at this point, this is kind of the granddaddy of them all. System Shock 1 was the true progenitor. System Shock 2 was the progenitor of the genre as we now know it. I will not be taking any further questions at this time. Right. Let's go to... has this fella got anything to say? Nope. Year 1. God, if they get around to remaking this game, I'm going to be a
Welcome
happy,
aboard
happy
the
boy.
space station Chesapeake Bay, sailor. It looks like you've picked up some standard weapon skills at basic on Coronado Island. Now it's time for your tour of duty. Your tour will consist of 4 postings over 4 years. In this man's Navy, you're given a choice of 3 different postings a year. It's up to you to decide what kind of career you want to have, so choose wisely. Just approach a shuttle bay to receive a briefing on a posting. If you think that posting is right for you, head into that bay to accept the assignment.
Okay. Can't do anything with that. Alright, what have we got here? Military
the UNN
police.
Lucille is looking for The UNN Lucille is looking for an engineer's mate to help maintain the ship's core
ops.
energy systems. There's some heavy lifting involved, sailor. The UNN Lucille is looking for an ops training officer to learn the ship's navigation and data control systems. You'll get your feet wet with the high-tech systems, but also expect some heavy lifting.
Hack and strength.
The UNN Lucille is looking for an engineer's mate to
Repair
help
and
maintain
strength.
the ship's core. The UNN
Modify
Lucille is looking for
and
volunteers
strength.
for their military police detachment.
We're going for the
Those
one that gives
sailors
me a
can get
hack increase.
The UNN Lucille is looking for an ops training officer to learn the ship's navigation and data.
And being able to lift stuff is not ever a bad thing. Year 2. Apparently a whole year has gone by. Where are we going? Can we go back this way? I'm assuming I'm supposed to go and do a, you know, picking more stats, but let's just have a quick peek around here to see if I can backtrack. Yeah, I can. Not sure I'll backtrack all the way. Well, let's be back for here for no reason at all. Well, that was a waste of time. Let's continue. Hello. Right, Laverne Tactical Training.
Laverne, Florida hosts the Navy's premier tactical training school.
Standard
While maybe not as
weapons.
respected as the Marines facility at Fort The UNN Pierce is
Plus
ferrying
1
liberated political...
maintenance. Plus
The
2
UNN
cyber
Belfast is
affinity.
undertaking a mission to examine a newly discovered Class B comet approaching the outer solar system. You'll likely pick up some useful skills working with the high-tech navigation systems aboard this newly commissioned heavy cruiser.
What does cyber affinity do for you? Yeah, I'm going to go cyber affinity. You got tour of duty aboard the UN in Carfax has concluded. Some bad stuff happened. The Carfax was forced to limp home with 123 casualties, including the CNO. He stepped in and filled his shoes, and by the end of the year he became quite skilled with the NeuroNav interface. Wonderful. Year 3. Zero-G training. IO survival training. IO, ooh, that's going to be like, what, heat resistance? Marie Curie Research Facility.
The Navy's Marie Curie Research Facility on Aquinas 4 is currently conducting research.
I don't want to do that just out of respect, to be honest with you.
The Navy maintains a survival training school
Plus
on
2
the
endurance,
surface of Io, the
makes
third
sense.
moon of Jupiter. The
Zero-G
Navy
plus 2
strongly encourages
agility.
every sailor to undertake some amount of zero-G training. A year at the Yamamoto space station in Earth's orbit will more than suffice.
Agility, endurance, or
The
research.
Navy's Marie Curie Research Facility on Aquinas
I
4
do seem
is
to be
currently
flying
conducting
towards the
research
path
on
of
a new strain
nerd.
of spaceborne virus that
So let's do that. Step 1 for my immersive sim playthroughs, be massive nerd. Step 2, never be seen by the enemy. Step 3, profit. Okay, some things happened. When saboteurs removed the safety seals and released the virus back into the atmospheric control regulators. I glossed over that first part there. I feel like a lot of information must be contained in there. Although it's not. You survived a disaster. You were able to pick up a few odds and ends of research techniques before the crap hit the fan. So there's a lot went wrong on this mission. Saboteurs removed the safety seals and released a virus. Only a few of us made it out. Yeah, okay. Things went poorly in year 3. The Von Braun.
Shuttle A138. You have clearance for landing on the Von Braun in Shuttle Bay 2. Welcome aboard, soldier.
That music. That music. They really did a lot with a little back then. I'm going to need to look up what year this game came out as part of the review for this. I'm trying to remember if it was pre or post Deus Ex. It must have been... No, it was definitely pre Deus Ex.
Reinitializing memory strings. Restoring patient memory.
But was it pre or post Half-Life? Or was it the same year as Half-Life? Was this part of the 1998 year of dreams, when like every game that is considered some of the best games ever made came out?
Steady yourself, soldier. This is Dr. Janice Polito of the computer ops staff of the Von Braun.
Seriously, if you ever get like an interest in it, look up what games came out in 1998 and prepare to have your minds blown.
You're on board the starship Von Braun and something's gone very, very wrong. Some kind of force has hijacked this ship. That's why you volunteered to be implanted with some experimental cybernetic implants. Rely on your cyber interface. It just might save your life. You must find an elevator and come up to Deck 4 to meet me. Deck 4. Can you remember that? But keep your eyes open. They're after us both now.
And thus, the game in earnest finally begins. Blood! Things are going poorly.
It's become unstable due to... Move! Take cover!
Oh dear.
Critical decompression hazard in the cryo recovery suite. Evacuate immediately.
Better take that wrench and equip it. those noises. This is going poorly. Well, I'm trying. Ah, button. That'd be useful. Keep pressing escape to get out of that menu. Information kiosks. Don't need that right now. We'll look at that audio log in a moment. Attack this pad. Insufficient nanites. Oh. 0 nanites. Okay, I probably should listen to that PDF then. PDF? PDA? You know what I mean. Oh. Is that it? It just tells me about the PDA. How useful. Is that really all you had on you? Okay, I am stuck already. Can't get back through there. Can get through here. Well, I don't see how to find this code unless it's in the PDA. No mention of a code there. And I can't see one there. However, this is an immersive sim and it is System Shock 2, the granddaddy of them all, so I am almost certain we're going to have success with... Oh, so need 5 numbers. Did that not unlock it? What is going on? How is 0451 not opening this door? Oh, that just closes things. Okay. So, I assume that's cancelled. That just closes the window. That's the end of the timer. I am really not sure where to find this code. Okay. That is System Shock 2's first 30 minutes. Before I carry on, let's nip over to Steam and see when this game was originally released. I don't know if that's going to have the original release date or if it's going to have the date it was released on Steam. I forget how it works. Let's zip over there. Okay, let's go to the store page. And 1999. Okay, so it was, I want to say, a year before Deus Ex, I think. And a year after Half-Life. Yeah. So, obviously, let's first and foremost hit up the elephant in the room. I just noticed that this is a night dive game, so obviously that's why it works, is because Night Dive came in and prepared it for modern PCs. but they've not done any work to kind of improve graphics or remaster the graphics or anything. Fair enough. I was not aware of that going in. That's cool though. That'll be why it has 4K support out of the door and whatnot. I was a little bit surprised by that. Yeah, so obviously this is a bit old. It's an old game. 1999 is a long time ago. Games looked very different back then. If memory serves, this was built using the Quake 2 engine. I could be wrong about that, but that is what rings a bell in my head. Yeah, so it's an old game. It is, however, such a classic. The story, we barely got into it there, but we got to a space station and everything was going very poorly. So immediately that's a good start to any game. The constant amount of tutorials you have to go through in the opening 30 minutes, though, is, I mean, you need to do them, you need to know how to play the game, but they're not exactly interesting. And because of the age of the game, like, that part of it has not aged well. Like, they are really dull. However, it does at least introduce you to the multiple systems that are going to be at play throughout the game, be it whether you want to go for combat, whether you want to go for like tech stuff, or whether you want to go for sci stuff. So that's cool. But straight out the bat, you are being introduced to concepts of, you've got different ways to play this game if you want to, and that's amazing. That is my favourite kind of game. I always prefer a game that lets me use freedom of choice. Like I can just choose any way I want to proceed, and it'll work it out. That's always fantastic, which is why I always fall in love with immersive sims so hard, or at least most of them. Obviously, it hasn't aged well. That first door I came across where I couldn't find a code for it, and I also couldn't hack it because I hadn't found any nanites yet. That's a big old annoyance, and certainly something that would stop most people from wanting to proceed. The music is, I want to say, again, it's an old game, but and it's difficult for me to judge here whether this is coming from like nostalgia for my sort of below the surface memories of when I first played this game, or whether I just like the music and the ambience and the sound effects now. But I thought it was all great, especially the sound effects that were just, I don't know if it comes across in this recording, it probably won't, but in my headphones, just the really loud, piercing, screeching, where they clearly ran it through EQ filters to make it so that your eardrums feel like they're being torn to shreds. It's great. And there's a lot of that through the game, if memory serves. Yeah, so I am obviously a big fan of this genre. This is a game that I think I've played through maybe to the end. I can't remember once. And I would like to play it again, but I've never actually gotten around to it, so evidently it's not that far up on my list. The problem is, these days, Prey did come out. Arcane made Prey, and if I want to play a spooky game on a space station, Prey is there for me. And if I want to play, or an immersive sim at least, if I want to play a spooky game on a space station that is not an immersive sim and is more action focused, Dead Space exists. So it's difficult to find a time in my life nowadays where I would run back to System Shock 2 with open arms. That being said, it is a GOAT for a reason. So maybe I will get around to it at some point. I can't guarantee that's going to happen in the immediate future. But maybe, fingers crossed, if Night Dive does a full remaster of this like they have recently done with System Shock 1, I would be back in then, let me tell you. Yeah, so it's a great 30 minutes, but it is not a perfect 30 minutes by any stretch of the imagination. It's very slow. It introduces you to systems that are very complex and will get more complex as you go throughout the game, and it kind of flags that early on. It makes it very clear with that first door that things are not going to be like, you're not going to have your hand held this entire time. So yeah, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 for the first 30 minutes, but a very strong 3 out of 5. I would border on 4 but for the fact that I think it is showing its age a little bit too much. It could do with, like, if I were to make some improvements in a full-blown remake / remaster, I would probably put in a little bit more hand-holding. Not too much, you don't want to ruin the experience as it was, but let's, you know, make it a bit easier to find codes for doors, or at least make it possible to find codes for doors. Seemed to be impossible from what I was looking at just there, but as I say, I probably missed something really obvious, but who knows. So yeah, 3 out of 5 for that one. Obviously it is one of the greatest games of all time, or is considered one of the greatest games of all time widely, certainly among my generation. So yeah, 3 out of 5, but just for the first 30 minutes. I want to make that very clear. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's move on to the next game next time. See you later.